Hey guys, welcome back to Explainer X. Today, I am going to recap a 1998 comedy movie named Frivolous Lola. So, let's begin. This film is about a carefree girl named Lola. This film begins with Lola riding her bicycle and singing as she arrives at a location where everyone is pounding a drum and celebrating events. Lola drew everyone's attention to herself by exposing her body and cycling through the crowd. Everyone begins to stare at her with their eyes wide open. An elderly man sitting nearby while watching Lola remarks on how fortunate he is to have such an excellent view at his age. According to the other elderly man, the only lucky person will be the one who obtains this girl. There were other women who commented on Lola's lack of etiquette after seeing her in such a state. Many of the women started to gossip about the personalities of Lola and her parents. Lola walked out from there, drawing everyone's attention to herself. Macedo, Lola's fiancé, was waiting for Lola in his business when his mother arrived and mocked her son over his choice. She claims that he selected the wrong girl for himself because he is impatiently awaiting Lola, and Lola will betray you by having another disastrous relationship. Macedo, on the other hand, disagrees with her mother, claiming that Lola would never do such a thing and that she is a very devoted girl. After a while, Macedo's father appears and begins siding with Macedo, asking her wife, "Why are you turning your son against Lola? He also claims to have waited for you when they were both young." Macedo's mother says that he is siding with Lola and her family since their mother is Zaira, and no one can dislike her. Lola's mother was similarly dissatisfied with Lola's family, therefore she spoke disrespectfully about Lola's mother and stepfather. Macedo's mother also reveals that once Lola's mother left the city for a few months and when she came back, she had a baby in her hands. Macedo's father, on the other hand, defends them again, claiming that they are a little family and that they don't need to intervene in their problems. Macedo's mother responds by describing her son's simplicity and stating that her son will never do something that will jeopardize their honesty. She also stated that Macedo is deserving of a wonderful girl and that if he truly desired to marry Lola, he would wait for her and maintain the required ties after marriage. Meanwhile, Lola is still riding her bicycle, and two priests are standing in the center of the road, staring at Lola's bare body. While the priests were still following Lola, she parked her bike. The priests appeared to be advising Lola not to display her body to everyone and to act properly in public since there are many people and youngsters observing her and the way she rides her bike is utterly inappropriate, but in reality, they got close to Lola's bicycle and began smelling the area where Lola was seated because, despite being priests, they are drawn to Lola's attractiveness. The way Lola does these things to grab people's attention is completely inappropriate, yet she does them since the movie is about her frivolous behavior. After a while, Lola enters into Macedo's kitchen and tells him that he is having a good day today. Macedo's boss attempts to stop him, stating that he has too much work, but Lola assures him that she will pay him additional money for Macedo's job. Following this, Lola and Macedo enter a room where Lola begins seducing Macedo by licking his fingers, but Macedo stops her by claiming he cannot do so until marriage. Lola begins rubbing against him and telling him that he is mad, but Macedo pushes her back and tells her that they would do everything after marriage. Lola feels distraught and attempts to persuade Macedo once more, but he continues to refuse her. During the talk, Macedo's co-worker walks by, and Lola becomes enraged and returns home. Lola's stepfather, on the other hand, is seen sitting with his friends in a room. They're watching some naked pictures of a woman on TV. Zaira, Lola's mother, was not an ordinary woman, but she was a very good-looking woman. Her husband showed her naked images to his friends and sold them to get money. Lola's father tells a friend that Zaira had a boyfriend before she married him and since then she is so precious to him. These pictures of Zaira sell for very high prices, Lola's father said. He shows his friend a picture of another woman and tells him that if I have this woman, no one will be able to take their gaze away from her, and so that he will be able to make more money. Lola arrived home to find her mother Zaira preparing dinner for her husband. She gave the food to Lola and instructed her to give it to her father. Lola visits her father and is shocked after seeing her mother's naked pictures. She enters her father's room and finds more of her mother's naked pictures as well as a plastic toy on the top shelf of the cupboard. Lola tries to grab the plastic toy and climb the shelf, but she gets stuck and asks her father for assistance. Her father arrives to assist her and, taking advantage of the situation, begins flirting with Lola. Lola left from there, still thinking about her mother's pictures and that plastic toy. Lola enters her room and feels hot, so she turns on the fan and lies on her bed, pleasuring herself before falling asleep. The next day, Lola starts keeping an eye on her father. She goes to his room to see what he is doing. After watching her father intimating with her mother Zyra, she gets turned on and starts pleasuring herself. After that, Lola is seen with her fiancé Mozetto. They are going to walk in a jungle, and after watching a couple intimating there, Lola and Mozetto starts their romance. Lola tries her best to seduce Mozetto, but after some time Mozetto again pushes her by saying we will do this after marriage. Lola gets angry and slaps Mozetto and starts screaming that is there anyone who wants to intimate with her. Mozetto stops her and explains to her that there are few days left for our wedding, then he will do anything for her. Lola agrees to him and they both leave from there riding their bike. Suddenly Mozetto accidentally hurts his finger from his bike and his finger starts bleeding. Lola takes off her panty and uses it as a bandage on Mozetto's hand. Suddenly it starts to rain and Lola asks Mozetto to take her to the tailor who is going to design her wedding dress. Mozetto takes her to the tailor and waits for Lola outside while Lola goes inside to check her dress. Lola's tailor tells her to take off her clothes, but Lola refuses by saying she is not wearing her panties. Lola's tailor asks her why she is not wearing her panties, on which she replies that due to some emergency she took off her panties. Tailor gives her new panties and asks her to try the dress. While she was in a changing room, she listens to some voices from the neighbor room. She sees from the keyhole that her stepfather and his friend are intimating with a woman, and she gets very angry because she also wants this. Lola gets back to Mozetto, and they drive to a bar where they both sit together, and suddenly Lola starts showing her body to some stranger boys. Mozetto gets angry after watching this and tries to stop Lola, but Lola doesn't listen and starts dancing with those boys. Mozetto gets angry and goes to the boys to fight with those boys. Meanwhile, Lola leaves the bar in anger, and while walking on the road a random man asks Lola to come with him in his car. Lola gets in the car, and while driving the car the man starts flirting with Lola, which Lola enjoys, but after some time Lola stops him and gets out from the car and the man goes away. Lola starts enjoying the rain while pleasuring herself. On the other side, Mozetto goes to a prostitute and tells her to make him satisfy because he is not very good at this. Meanwhile, Lola gets back to her home. She was fully wet because of the rain. She sees her stepfather and starts removing her clothes. Watching this, her stepfather came to help her. He starts rubbing the towel on Lola's body while Lola is enjoying. Suddenly Lola's mother, Zyra, comes there and start arguing with Lola's father, but he says that he was helping Lola to dry so that she doesn't get sick. Zyra accepts his husband's words, and they start intimating with each other. Next day, Lola meets Mozetto and tells him that when he was fighting with those boys in the bar, she left the bar in anger and the random men from the road started flirting with her and then raped her last night because of you. When they both are having their conversation, the co-worker of Mozetto was watching them. Mozetto feels bad after listening to Lola, and he takes Lola with her in a room, throw her on a bed and starts intimating with her. While intimating, he realizes that Lola was lying to him, so that he gets closer to her. Mozetto and Lola laugh together, and they get ready for their wedding because the day of their wedding has come. Next day, the whole family was gathered in the marriage of Mozetto and Lola. After some time, Lola left the stage and went to a room where her stepfather also follows her. They both start to intimate each other without any hesitation. Even everyone was around, but as Lola is frivolous, and his stepfather is a bad person, they were having their time, and then Lola comes outside and gets married with Mozetto. Lola asks Mozetto to promise her that he will never betray her. Mozetto says he will only love her, but when Mozetto asks Lola if she would be able to love him and never grow tired of him, Lola says she isn't sure. Mozetto laughs because he believes Lola is kidding, but Lola is already having an affair with her stepfather. When the talk is over, they marry and embrace in front of everyone. And the movie ends here. So I hope you enjoy the video. So click any video of 3 them and enjoy next, and don't forget to subscribe our channel and hit the like button. Thank you for watching. See you soon.